sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support you are showing me here with. I am grateful, and you all are super sweet. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about all these white liberals all the time looking for a way to trash talk black people into doing what they don't want to do, or trying to remind black people that their life is going to be worse than it is if they do not vote for Joe Biden. And they actually made it clear. He was like, you still have to vote for Biden. Like, who are you to instruct people or tell black people whom to vote and whom not to vote for? You all already know what they do. I mean, they have really been campaigning so good after collecting money, because I heard that they collect money from them and come out on the internet to tell you vote blue no matter who, or tell you you are supposed to vote for Joseph. And if you don't, your life is going to be very miserable and very hard, like black people have had it easier or something. No, it has not been easy. It's been hard for them. So if they are going to have it hard, you all are exempted, sincerely speaking. And it is just amazing how they keep voting against their interests and think they are doing black people, and then end up in the end to come out to call black people, to tell black people, we know that we messed up. Can you people help us fix the mess that we made? No, it is not going to happen anymore. Yeah. So if you decide to, if you all are trying to vote, see, the reality is that there are some other candidates that we can choose from and vote for them and probably expect something good. But for somebody to come out to tell you it is mandatory for you to vote for Joe or vote for Trump, no, that ain't happening. Let's get into this video.
You still have to vote for Joe Biden. Given Joe Biden's awful handling of the situation in Gaza and his failure on other issues, I've seen a lot of leftists advocate for not voting for Joe Biden or voting independent or third party or some other option. I think these takes are unserious and irresponsible, and I want to tell you why. I invite discourse and disagreement, as any good leftist should, but in a direct general election contest between Joe Biden and presumably Donald Trump, you have to vote for Joe Biden. You already know this, but in the Electoral College, only two parties can have viable candidates at a time because of the first-past-the-post system. This means that if either party on either side of the ideological spectrum splits off from itself, the other party will have a much easier time getting the votes that it needs to win the electoral votes of whatever state this is happening in. This is why advocating to vote for someone like Cornel West, or God forbid, RFK Jr., is unserious. It's not a matter of getting a better candidate, it's math. And I say it is irresponsible because as leftists, as someone who's a socialist, our primary objective is keeping fascists away from political power. Preventing fascists from gaining political power is the bare minimum necessary requirement for us being successful on literally any of the issues we care about. I criticize Joe Biden and the Democratic Party probably just as much as I criticize Republicans for what they do. But because of the math behind the Electoral College system, because any vote that doesn't go to Joe Biden makes it easier for Trump to win, you have to vote for Joe Biden. All that to say, we use our vote to vote for harm reduction. More broadly, though, leftists need to get better at understanding what electoralism can actually do. Electoralism is simply one tool of attaining and wielding political power. Solving any major problem in the United States, like the corporate duopoly or any other issue, will require far more than just electoralism. It will require movement building, namely activities outside of merely voting. But we would be fools to forego the opportunity to make things less bad than they could be. To summarize, we as leftists need to wield political power in any and all forms that we can get our hands on. That includes voting. But that's not all. If you stayed this long, this part's for the liberals now. This is your fault. People would not be having these feelings if Joe Biden wasn't being actively complicit in a genocide. The weakness of Democratic politicians and candidates directly strengthens the chances that a fascist can win. The only way we solve this issue is if you come further to the left. I have so much more to say on this topic, but I'll end it here. I understand your frustrations with Joe Biden, but there's a real difference between liberal democracy and fascism, and the only way we will resolve the tension that we're all feeling is by going further to the left. All that to say, we use our vote to vote for harm reduction.
Harm reduction for who? Harm reduction for who? Be very, very for real. One thing that you said was that we're trying to keep fascists out of power. Have you seen the new resolution? That's number one. Number two, do you understand that you are asking Muslim Americans, many of whom are watching their families die right now, that they have to vote for the person who did it? Let's read the room and implement some tact. And the thing about this that makes it so frustrating to me is that people of color always vote majority Democratic and have the most to lose when it comes down to the actual policies that these Democrats are implementing. We lost Roe v. Wade, which disproportionately affects people of color. We recently lost affirmative action. And now we're watching hundreds of billions of dollars leave our country to go fund something this horrific. Everything there has been to lose has been lost by people of color and other marginalized people in this country. Sorry, I had to move. But marginalized people have lost so much while y'all have literally stood by and watched. And then when election cycles come around, this is how you talk to us. You have to vote for Biden. You ain't black if you don't vote for us. Or a personal favorite back from 2016, what do you have to lose? So please be real. And if holding this current administration is too much to ask of you, if you care that little about what is happening to the point where you can't pick up your phone and have these conversations with your congresspeople, with your senators and your governors, then I really do pray that you start to learn how to talk to us very nicely. The fuck?
You still have to vote for Joe Biden.
Oh my God, what a coincidence. I'm not going to. I don't have to, and I'm not going to. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? Because this group of people that are threatening us with the possibility of Trump winning, they go through all of these possibilities that could possibly happen, right? They go through all the worst case scenario possibilities. And the gag is, we've already been through them. As minorities, been through every single one. And we know how to survive those. Y'all don't. Y'all don't know how to survive fascism. You would be far more effective rallying us together and asking who we're going to choose between when it comes to Claudia de la Cruz or Cornel West. Which candidate are we going behind? That would be far more effective. Which candidate are we choosing between the two? Because we can't be separated with those two. That would be more effective. But instead, you're calling a genocidal maniac the harm reduction candidate. Please, I beg. I beg.
You still have to vote for Joe Biden.
Could you hashtag this white male privilege TikTok? Because this is some of the most fucked up shit I've ever seen. If I see one other white male 20-year-old telling women of color they have to vote for Joe Biden, I'm going to lose my shit. Now, he posted this on 11/11. I don't know how many more children have been killed in Palestine. But when you talk like this and you show no compassion, you don't even fake compassion for what's going on in Palestine, when you just start putting out your words out that you wrote so well, like your college essay, most women of color will know you are full of shit. They'll smell it, they'll see it, they know it. You have no credibility. So if you're going to work on socialism, then go hang out with a socialist party, with a diverse group, and then say what you just said. And I hope you make it out of that.
All that to say, we use our vote to vote for harm reduction.
So then what's your plan? I mean, my plan was for y'all to shut the fuck up as liberals, right? That's not a fucking plan. That's not a fucking plan at all. Okay, then what's your plan? My plan is to tell people to vote for Biden for harm reduction. Sure, but you're doing this against the backdrop of a genocide. Yeah, I'm voting against harm reduction even in the face of a genocide. Oh, so your plan is video of child burnt alive by American bombs, video of child disemboweled by American bombs, video of child being buried in a burial shroud with their parents crying over them, and then vote for Biden, it's harm reduction. Yes, we need to keep the party line. That's why I'm recruiting all my friends to do it too. Hello. Oh, so you want multiple people involved in the dehumanization of Palestinian people for partisan politics? Well, no, we're voting for harm reduction. I mean, you're ensuring that this isn't considered a one-off or two-off, but rather a reflection of how the Liberal Party views people of color No, we need to continue to advocate for Biden. So you're ensuring their timelines look like child's last breath, and then...
Can we talk about how the infrastructure that America has just sets us up to fail? Yesterday, out of nowhere, my car started smoking out of the back as I was trying to leave work. And obviously I was freaked out because I live in Phoenix, and if you live in Phoenix, you have to have a car. The company I work for, they're so great. So like they gave me one of their vehicles to drive so that I could get to the shop and then, you know, back home. And so today I took some time for myself to like get everything kind of sorted out, figuring out what's wrong with my car, and then like seeing the next plan of action that I'm going to take. But I really wanted to take time to point out how if my company wasn't nice enough to let me use one of their vehicles, I would be SOL because I wouldn't be able to get to work. And I have a part-time job that I do. I wouldn't be able to get to my part-time job to even begin to afford to get my car fixed. And it's just such a shitty experience that we have to live through. Like, our car breaks down and like that's our lifeline. Some people live in their cars, and like, what about those people, right? The public transportation in Phoenix is not good. Like, I live really close to a light rail, but it's limited on where it goes. And, you know, there's also buses that I can use, but that takes my commute from like, usually in the morning, it takes me 20, 30, sometimes 40 minutes, depending on traffic, to get to work. If I were to take public transportation, that bumps my commute up to like an hour and almost like an hour and a half to get from, I don't even work far from where I live. That's insane. I used to live in Korea, in Seoul, and they had amazing public transportation, like so amazing you don't even need a car. Their subways are really good, taxis are cheap, things like that, right? And of course people still have cars, but like you always have the option to take public transport when you're in Korea. In America, you don't have that safety net. So if something happens to your car, you're kind of SOL. And I think that is the most insane thing about how our car industry is set up over in America. Like, it is a necessity to have a car. A complete necessity because, like I said before, I have a part-time job. But even if I were to, you know, take public transportation from my full-time job back home and then to my part-time job, there simply just would not be enough time because I get off at 4 at this job, and then I am needed at my second job at like 6. And if it takes an hour and some change for me to get from my from my full-time job back to my house, and then to my part-time job, like, that's just simply not enough time. We have no kind of safety nets for these basic things that we need, transportation. And so I think of somebody who could be in a similar position as I am, because it's very possible, you know, they don't have a car. Now they can't get to their first or second job, and they can't pay to even get their car out of the shop. What a slippery slope that is. I like being able to have a car. Like, I love blasting my music and driving fast down the freeway, but we need some type of public transportation system that is efficient and that works well so that more people can take advantage of it. Because I rode the light rail. I like riding the light rail. I ride it into downtown Phoenix whenever there's like an event at the Footprint Center that I want to go to. But like, for everyday transport, totally unreliable unless you're going from point A to point B on the light rail. It's crazy.
You still have to vote for Joe Biden. Given Joe Biden's...
Those that have been following my page know I've been reading from We the Elites, and there's a passage that relates so perfectly to this. For those who don't know, Yvette's use of the Federalist Paper, journals, letters, and other archival documents from the Constitutional Convention to portray how the Constitution was made to uphold neoliberal fascism in this book. The passage goes, "We prefer to blame anyone and everyone except for the founders when the system refuses to change, even while we celebrate the Constitution as unchanging. The greatest design feature in the Constitution that is nearly impossible to change becomes its greatest virtue. The fundamental unalterability is the very root not just the lack of political and economic democracy, but of the system's inability to address even the most basic problems. It doesn't work because it's not supposed to work." So when we see these folks saying vote blue no matter who, that have literally no critical thinking abilities and are just robotically saying follow whoever is behind a certain aisle, that is exactly what is being discussed in the book. Instead of pointing the finger at the system that has failed its constituents time and time and time and time and time again and is created to fail its constituents time and time again, they point the finger at marginalized folks who are suffering the repercussions of the system failing. And yes, it should be noted that the majority of these folks are white cis men and white cis people in general. Thus they benefit from the privilege that comes with complacency within that system. But I encourage folks to go and watch the video that I stitched because I think it serves as such a perfect case study of this mentality. In the video I stitched, old boy literally spends 2/3 of the video critiquing the electoral system within this country. He's literally like, if you have opposition within your party, you can't get elected. But then instead of pointing the finger at the system who has that flaw in the first place, he points the finger at marginalized folks who are tired of watching our fucking families die. The neoliberal fascists got y'all contorted and confused.
You still have to vote for Joe Biden.
No, the fuck I don't. There are several candidates running independently who actually listen to people, who actually give a fuck about the people. I don't have to vote for Joe Biden. I don't have to vote for Trump. This is because y'all are still trying to stick with this two-party system when America was never meant to be a two-party system. Even if you look back all the way to when America was founded, there was Federalists, there was Democratic Republicans, there were the Whig parties, there were different parties. So no, we don't have to vote for Joe Biden. Y'all keep trying to push this narrative that, oh, we only have the two choices between the two. No, we don't. Claudia de la Cruz is a prime example of a great choice for president, for a great candidate that is going to be on the ballots for 2024. Yes, we don't have to vote for Biden. Stop telling people that. Y'all do this every year. People of color are not listening to people trying to tell us who the hell we gotta vote for. Y'all are not the ones put in danger in these situations. Y'all are not the ones that have to now deal with a militarized police force that has been trained by the IDF. No, those are people of color in those neighborhoods. So no, we don't have to vote for Biden. No, we don't have to vote for Trump. No, we do not have to vote red or fucking blue. And you've definitely lost your fucking mind if you think I'm gonna ever in my black life vote for somebody who is all for genocide and the slaughter of thousands and thousands and thousands of innocent men, women, children, and babies. Along with the fact that he gets his rules from Israel. I don't listen to Benny. Benny is not a part of any part of my government, like I said in my last video. I did not vote for a prime minister. Benny is not American, which means nobody in Israel should have any kind of right to say what the fuck happens here in this state, what the fuck happens here with our speech, how to tell us what we can and cannot fucking say. So yeah, no, my vote's going to Claudia de la Cruz. It'll never go to red or blue, ever again, because both of them are on the same side. And if y'all still don't understand that the U.S. government gives not a single fuck about anybody who lives here, when they once again the only country to vote no to a ceasefire. They're the only one to raise their hand to say fucking no. And you still expect us to vote for those genocidal monsters. Nah.
First of all, I don't know who died and made you my daddy, but I ain't gotta do shit. Y'all keep trying to use fear tactics to mobilize us and make us support y'all cause, but it's like, it's not even about Donald Trump no more. Like, that's what y'all don't understand. We have survived Donald Trump. We have survived George Bush, Ronald Reagan. Hell, we even survived Obama. Like, y'all want to keep making this about the president and who's in office and all this other bullshit, but it's really what y'all not understanding is like, we are surviving a culture, a mindset. We are surviving a system that is built off the backs of blacks, off the blood of Native Americans and indigenous people. Like, you don't understand that we don't care no more. Like, Like, we don't care. People are literally starving, living on abandoned trains, living outside, sleeping in the snow. Like, you don't understand that we don't care no more. And y'all keep trying to make Donald Trump some boogeyman, some kind of Voldemort. Like, ain't nobody afraid of him. That is a fat man in a suit who pretend to have money. Like, yo, we don't care about your fear tactics anymore. I'm still as poor as the day I came out of my mom's uterus, bro. Like, I don't think you understand that this is not about Donald Trump no more. Like, we have survived Donald Trump. You think that that's what's gonna fucking scare us and his babies in Palestine right now that are missing limbs? And you think that Donald Trump is what scares us, bro? Like, that's not... Like, I'm just tired, bro. They're profiting off our pain. They're profiting off the pain of black people, indigenous people, religious minorities, Arabs, Muslims, women, queer people, trans people. They're profiting off of our freaking pain. And they're going to keep profiting off our pain because you keep telling us that we need to trust you and vote for these weirdos. Like, they're fucking weirdos, dude. Like, I don't know why you think that Donald Trump is scary. Donald Trump is not scary no more, dude. People in Palestine are missing fucking heads and arms and feet. Like, they're just a fucking open torso at this point. Like, you think that Donald Trump is the boogeyman when the man you're telling us to vote for is the one that wants to send our money to support this psychotic dream that Israel has. Like, that's psychotic to me, bro. Like, we're literally in so many different countries, like, abusing children, and you think that we want to support anybody that is currently in office. Like, you don't get it, bro. Telling us that's the only option we have. Well, baby, I ain't got an option then. There ain't no option. That's as good as dying, bro. Like we supposed to just take the scraps that you give us, like it's 1822 or something. We just supposed to, eat the chitlins. Like, no, we're not doing that, bro. We're not doing it. Bruh, I ain't gotta do shit. But you can mind your business and mind your own vote. I got mine. Like I'm supposed to really care about some white supremacist ideology. Fuck out of here.
So this is all I got from this video, and you all heard it all. Like, everybody is fuming. Like, it is him even coming out to tell us we still have to vote for Biden. Bro, people do not have to vote for Biden. And it is just amazing how you all see your favorites doing horrible things. And you all think, like, we all can save you people. We are not saving anybody this time around. And if you all feel that you are going to vote blue, because they are always like, vote blue no matter who. You want to vote blue, you want to vote red, which they are all the same thing. You all go ahead. But there are some other candidates that we all think that they can do better, man. We mustn't vote Joe Biden. We mustn't vote for Trump. So you all coming here to fearmonger people or telling people that you all have been through it all. Do you want to vote for Joe Biden? If you don't vote for Joe Biden, Trump is going to win and this, blah, 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 blah. See, enough of all this BS you all come up with. Every time vote is like, when it is time to, like, when election is approaching, you all come on the internet to become speakers and all that. I have seen so many videos, which I have brought here or the second channel, telling how they always look for a way to fearmonger black people and people of color, indigenous people also, in order to vote for a particular person, and after voting for them, they let them go. Black people have seen it all. Are we talking from the onset till this very moment? So as it stands, nobody is voting for you. You all see everything going on all over the world, the genocide going on in Congo, Sudan, Palestine, and people are seeing all this, watching people every day die. From starvation, hunger, shooting, and all that. And you are, with all the money, living United States, tax people's money, living every day, and you all think it is okay to come out here on the internet to tell people whom to vote for and whom not to vote for. And then he went ahead to remind us that if you do not vote for Joe Biden, now you all are going to have it hard. Like black people haven't been having it hard. Are you being for real right now? Have they ever had it easy or something? I mean, I think it is time you all experience that pains and all that black people also go through. So please stop all this BS that you all are going to suffer, or it's going to get worse, and it has always been worse. So there cannot be anything. You all already struck out affirmation. Anything that got to benefit black people, you all struck all of them all out. And then you still have the guts to come out to tell them that they have to really vote for this particular person. You all should stop that already. Sincerely speaking, stop all that and let black people decide whom they want to vote. It is their vote and their rights, and whoever they choose to vote for is whoever they want. So stop trying to use fear and all that to make them do what they do not want to do. And moreover, black people are already woke. You all heard all of them. Like, be effing for real. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.